Welcome back. It has been a hot minute since I have sat down on my office floor and filmed a book video, and it feels so good to be back. I have so much to catch you up on. It's been about 2 months since I have filmed a video, and I think the video that I last filmed, I never even got around to posting it. It's like halfway finished. I did like a little book shopping, come along with me sort of vlog, and then a little mini haul, which is separate from this haul. We'll get to that. So my plan is to kind of like circle back with that video and add a little like reading vlog at the end of it, but I just have not been able to sit down and read quite yet. So hopefully at the end of this week I will have some time, and I'm so excited because there's been so many new book releases and books that I'm just like dying to dive into. So I'm really excited for fall. That's like the best reading season if you ask me, and I have like the world's most massive fall TBR going right now. So anyways, just wanted to catch you guys up on what is new, what's been going on. I did get married, we had the wedding, and it was absolutely beautiful. I've been sharing a lot of it over on Instagram. We're still waiting for like our main photos to come back. You know, that always takes forever. I've been sharing a lot of like the little snippets of our whole trip because we had a destination wedding and we had all of our like friends and family come out, and it was so amazing. It was honestly so great how everybody meshed really well. You know, like normally when you have like a big group of people, we had around 48 total guests. It can go either way, but luckily everybody was like obsessed with each other and it worked out so well. Now that we've been home, like my family and Hugo's family have already gotten together again because they just had so much fun together. And yes, Hugo and I have been together for close to 11 years now, but our families haven't really hung out before then. Now they're like all obsessed with each other. So that's a good thing. We got to have a few days with everybody before the wedding, so everybody arrived a little bit early. We got to do like welcome parties and dinners and stuff, so everybody was like nice and comfortable with one another. So by the wedding day, when it rolled around, like the dance floor, the vibes were so good. Honestly, could not have asked for a better day. It all went so smoothly, and I was so nervous beforehand, like just so anxious to walk down in front of the aisle and have like all those eyes on me. But as soon as like I was there, it all just melted away, and it truly, all of the cliches about your wedding day are true. It was magical and perfect, and it was so great. Towards the tail end of June, I had some friends and family out here for my bridal shower, and that was really amazing, but obviously didn't have a ton of time to film. And then the beginning of July was just like prepping for the wedding, which was a whole beast in itself, and then the travel aspect of the wedding, which I'm not a good traveler. I was a complete nervous wreck and decided to just take the month off from YouTube and then come on back in August. But as soon as we came home, my sweet dog Boba had to have his ACL surgery, and he had actually torn his ACL right before the wedding. So we knew like it was planned and scheduled for like that first week of August, but I've been lugging this like 40-pound dog all around the house, up and down the stairs. So by the time September rolls around, I am planning to be extremely buff. Just with all of that going on, it's taken me a minute to like settle in and like get back into the swing of things, and I've kind of been a little nervous to film. It feels so weird to like come back into it. I'm like, does anyone care? But over these past few weeks that I have not been filming and sharing things, I have had piles of books stacking up. I cannot carry this. I think it is 23 total books. I have a lot of new releases, some ARCs. I've gotten a lot of book mail recently, which I am so appreciative of. I also have like 2 months worth of Book of the Month subscriptions that I haven't even been able to like unbox and be excited about yet. So I am going to share all of these books with you guys today, and I can't wait. But now that I'm back, I have no idea what to even start with. There's like books coming out of my ears at this point. There's so many books. As I'm going through today's haul, let me know if there are any books that you loved and think that I should start with or like have at the top of my priority list, because I'm going to need some help narrowing it down. But before we even get into all of that excitement, I have such a fun package from the Bookish Goods. The Bookish Goods is like a bookish merch website. They have so many cute like book themed items. I'm going to show you guys a few that they sent me today. I do actually already have a few things from the Bookish Goods, like sweatshirts that you guys will probably recognize from past videos. So this was such an exciting package. I'm so excited to wear all these. I got a lot of cozy t-shirts. This little lilac color is so pretty and it says I love books. It's embroidered and like the softest material ever. This one is amazing. A little Stars Hollow Connecticut shirt. This is perfect for fall. This one, I love it so much. It says Hot Girls Read, and it's like this nice dark sort of denim color. So stinking cute. I'm gonna have to wear this to my next Barnes & Noble date. Another cute little staple. How pretty is this light baby blue? This I cannot wait to finally wear when it's not 1,000 degrees here in Texas. Little pink oversized sweatshirt that says Book Lover. Oh my gosh, it is precious. This one I did not get around to opening yet, but it looks like the new book tote that they just launched. Oh my god, it's so cute. It has a little pocket inside. This is way too freaking cute. Let's fit some books in here. Oh my god, you're joking. That is precious. And this one I'm so excited to have my coffee out of tomorrow. It's double walled, which I love because it helps the ice from melting, which I could definitely use right now. My cup is sweating. It says read books, drink coffee. So cute. And the very last item I'm probably most excited about is this cozy bookish blanket. You can see it has like little books on the design here. It's also the softest material ever. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to snuggle up with my 25,000 new books and this little blanket. So thank you to the Bookish Goods for sending over all of those amazing goodies. I am stocked up on t-shirts. Can't wait to wear everything. So I'm gonna link their website in the description box if you guys want to check them out. But now I'm going to hop into this haul and try to go through it fairly quickly since there is a lot to go through. And I've already been chatting so much. I've been gone so long, I don't know how to act. I'm just going to start off in no particular order, although this first one is already kind of amazing. I received this ARC copy of Daydream by Hannah Grace in June, I believe. It was like right after my bridal shower, so it might have been like the first week of July. But it actually comes out August 27th. Will I read it before it comes out? Probably not, because you guys are gonna drag me once again. I still have not read Icebreaker. And this book is actually about Hailie and Henry. These two exist in the same world as Icebreaker, but I don't think that it's a book where you need to read Icebreaker first. I don't know. I might be wrong on that. Please feel free to correct me. Personally, I'll probably end up reading Icebreaker first just so I have like a little background and because you guys have been wanting me to read it for so long and I just never have. But as far as I can tell, Henry... Oh yeah, it says Hailie is a new character, but Henry, the fans have fallen in love with because of Icebreaker. Anyways, I was just so excited to receive this beautiful copy. It is so, so stunning. Next up, I have like a little enemies to lovers sort of rom-com. It's called Not Here to Make Friends by Jodie McAllister. In this one, our male main character, Murray, is the showrunner of a reality dating TV show called Marry Me Juliet. Enter Lily Fireball. An absolutely unhinged name. She has classic reality TV appeal. She's feisty, dramatic, and never backs down from a fight. She also happens to be Murray's estranged best friend and ex-co-showrunner. Working in reality TV, they're used to drama, secrets, and romance, but what happens when suddenly they're at the center of the storyline? Ooh, so I think this one would be cute, and it looks like it is dual point of view. Next up, I have a memoir that, this is actually an ARC copy, but it will already be out by the time this video goes up. This is Men Have Called Her Crazy by Anna Marie Tendler. In this book, it kind of recounts her experience going into a psychiatric hospital and all of like the pivotal moments in her life that preceded and followed that experience. There's a little quote on the back that says, early in her stay at the hospital, she says, "My wish for myself is that one day I'll reach a place where I can face hardship without trying to destroy myself." By the end of the book, she fulfills that wish. Bit of a vibe change, but I'm also extremely excited about this one. I have been hearing that this book is amazing, but I'm not entirely sure what it's about. But but I did pick it out for my August book of the month. This is called Wedding People by Alison Espach. I really like the cover of this one. It says that it's about an unexpected wedding guest and the surprising people who help her start anew. And what I'm getting from the little description inside here is that our main character, Phoebe, she arrives at the Cornwall Inn, which is hosting a massive wedding, and so obviously they just think she is part of the wedding party. She actually isn't there for the big event. She is there because she's dreamed of coming there for years. Only this is definitely not the way that she planned on coming to this place. She's actually hit rock bottom and determined to have one last decadent splurge on herself. I'm excited to see what it's about because honestly at this point I don't really know what to expect at all. So definitely, if you guys have read this one already, let me know what your thoughts were. Okay, this one is cute. This is The Genius of Judy and How Judy Blume Rewrote Childhood for All of Us. This is written by Rochelle Bergstein. An intimate and expansive look at Judy Blume's life, work, and cultural impact. I'm pretty intrigued with this one because Judy Blume is definitely a very interesting woman, and I of course was a huge fan of her when I was younger. So I think it'll be cool to take a different look at her life. Okay, I actually have a ton of thrillers in this book stack. This is one of them. This is The Main Character by Jacqueline Goldis. Basically, the main character of this book is an author, and she likes to base her stories off real people, real places. She hires real people and conducts intensive interviews, then fictionalizes them. So her latest main character, Rory, is delighted when she's presented with an extravagant bonus, a lavish trip along Italy's Mediterranean coast on the famed, newly renovated Orient Express. But when Rory boards the train, she's stunned to discover that her brother, her best friend, and even her ex-fiance are also passengers. It becomes increasingly clear that the whole trip has been masterminded, and Rory begins to fear that her trip will conclude like one of the author's most famous books, with a murder or two. Spooky! This one sounds so good. This next one I have also heard a lot of buzz about, and I'm really excited for. This one I picked out for either July or August book of the month. I don't know. This is House of Glass by Sarah Pekkanen. I feel like I have read something else by Sarah Pekkanen. She actually co-wrote The Golden Couple. She has a lot of different books, but The Golden Couple I really enjoyed, so now I'm even more excited about this book. This one's like a domestic thriller. It says, on the outside, they were the Golden family. Ooh. On the inside, they built the perfect lie. A young nanny who plunged to her death, or was she pushed? A little girl who collects sharp objects and refuses to speak. A lawyer whose job it is to uncover who in the family is a victim and who is a murderer. But how can you find out the truth when everyone here is lying? Honestly, that is like my favorite sort of setup for a thriller. A little bit of a murder mystery. So I think I'm definitely going to enjoy this one. Another book of the month pick, this is Bad Tourist by Caro Carver. And I feel like I have read 45 different versions of this exact plot line. And honestly, a lot of them from book of the month. But clearly I enjoy them because I keep picking them. This one right off the bat reminds me of The Resort. Kind of a similar sort of vibe. Best friends, good liars, bad tourists. In this one, a tight-knit group of friends escape to the extravagant Maldives for a divorce trip. Their dream getaway is at the exclusive and isolated Sapphire Island Resort. This is no ordinary friendship, and they're not the only guests on the island with secrets. Who left a body on the beach and who's next? Next up, I actually have two self-helpish sort of books, which I really do not read often because, to be totally honest with you, I need a story. If I'm doing self-helpy vibes, like it's easier for me to like listen to it on audiobook or like podcast format. Otherwise, I have a harder time paying attention, but these do sound interesting, especially this one, Conversations with People Who Hate Me, 12 Things I Learned from Talking to Internet Strangers. This one actually does sound good. The author of this one began a social experiment in which he invited his detractors, basically the people kind of like hating on him, calling him names online, to chat with him on the phone. And those conversations revealed surprising and fascinating insights. Obviously, I am intrigued. I have been on social media for ever. Of course, over my years on social media, I have received my fair share of unhinged comments and Reddit posts and all kinds of crazy nonsense, and I do always wonder about these people behind the screen. Are you just a mean person, or are you just having a bad day? Like, I get so curious. So this one, I feel like I'm excited for this one. This next one is a little bit different. This is A Healthy State of Panic. Follow your fears to build wealth, crush your career, and win at life. So a little bit more of a motivational book. Next up, another super popular one on social media recently. I just see this on everybody's Bookstagram. The cover is just so cute and bubbly and fun. I love it. But the story sounds so good, and I actually pulled this one from my bookshelf. This is another one I still haven't read. I know you guys get so mad at me when I have these books, highly recommended books, on my bookshelf, and I'm like, no. I'm gonna read this one with the same plotline that I've read 42 times instead. Thank you so much. But I do feel like these two have a similar vibe. The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, and then this one, The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. Not an exact same plotline, but a similar situation. In this one, we have a recently deceased woman who meets the one in the afterlife waiting room. As they start to chat, everything else becomes background noise. That is, until someone comes running through a door yelling something about a huge mistake and sends this dreamy stranger back down to Earth. When Delphi, the main character, is offered a deal in which she can return to Earth and reconnect with this mysterious man, she jumps at the opportunity. But to find him in a city of millions, Delphi is going to have to listen to her heart, learn to ask for help, and perhaps even see the magic in the life that she's leaving behind. This sounds so cute and fun. A little bit of a different approach on your typical rom-com, which is just what I need because I have been a little bit bored with romance lately. I go in and out of phases where it's all I want to read and then I get burnt out. But I think having this little twist on the romance will kind of pull me back in. So I'm excited. Next one is definitely a heavier topic, so trigger warning here for unplanned pregnancy, abortion, but this is How to Care for a Human Girl by Ashley Wasbacher, hopefully. In this book, we have two estranged sisters that are both navigating unplanned pregnancies, but in very different walks of life. Jada, a 31-year-old psychology PhD student who's living in Pittsburgh, who quietly obtains an abortion without telling her husband. But the secrets cause turmoil in her already shaky marriage. And then back home in rural Pennsylvania, a 19-year-old Maddie is paid off by the man who got her pregnant to get an abortion. She has an unsettling visit to a crisis pregnancy center, and it adds to her doubts about whether to go through with it. Although these two sisters are estranged and Maddie has not forgiven Jada for something that happened in their past, she turns to her for support, only to discover the cracks in the facade of her sister's seemingly perfect life. So like I said, a little bit on the heavier side. It definitely won't be everyone's cup of tea, but I think that this will be a pretty interesting read. I don't want to say interesting again. My next read should be a thesaurus. This one my mom actually gave me recently, and this is a very short read, so I think it'll be a nice, easy to digest sort of thriller. This is Liar's Beach. It looks like this one is also a YA novel, but somebody ends up dead after a night of partying in Martha's Vineyard, and it's quickly labeled an accident, but the main character of this book, Lyndon, begins to wonder. Another murder mystery vibe, and in Martha's Vineyard, so what a fun setting. Next up, I have a historical fiction. This is Husbands and Lovers by Beatrice Williams. And to be totally honest with you guys, I'm a little bit confused on what this one is about because the inside cover jacket is so lengthy. It bleeds over into the end of the book. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to digest. So what I do know is it is about two women separated by decades and continents, but united by an exotic family heirloom. They reclaim secrets and lost love. So we'll see how this one goes. I am always hit or miss with historical fiction. Like, it has to really draw me into the story. But we'll see how I feel about this one. But if you guys have read it, definitely let me know your thoughts. This next one I am really excited for. It feels right up my alley. Like, I think I am going to really, really like this one. But this is called We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kleiwer, and it's described as Get Out meets Parasite, which already signed me up. It's about two homeowners whose lives are turned upside down when the house's previous residents unexpectedly visit. So the two new homeowners can't believe that they just got an insane deal on this house when all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. A man stands there with his family, claiming to have lived here years before and asking if it would be all right to take a look around. As soon as the strangers enter the home, uncanny and inexplicable things start happening, including the family's youngest child going missing and a ghostly presence materializing in the basement. It sounds spooky and delicious. I can't wait to get into this one. Another ARC copy. This is Leave the Girls Behind by Jacqueline Bublitz. This actually comes out late October. Main character of this one, Ruth Ann Baker, is a college dropout and amateur detective. 19 years ago, her childhood friend was murdered by a suspected serial killer, Ethan Oswald. Still tormented by the case, Ruth can't help but think of the long-dead Oswald when another young girl goes missing from the same town. And when she uncovers startling new evidence that suggests Oswald did not act alone, she's determined to find his deadly partner in crime. This one also sounds really, really good. I am obsessed with the little VCR cover of this one. I also really enjoyed One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose. I think that's the only other book by her that I've read, and it was more of like a satirical thriller, like very Real Housewives meets slasher, which I love. This is a little bit different. After their mother passes away, three estranged siblings reunite to sort out the estate. Going through their parents' belongings, the siblings stumble upon a collection of home videos, which is already creepy. However, the nostalgia is cut short when one of the VHS tapes reveals the night back in 1999 that none of them have any recollection of. On screen, their father appears covered in blood. What follows is a dead body and a pact between their parents to get rid of it before the video abruptly ends. Now, the three must decide whether to leave the past in the past or uncover the dark secret their mother took to the grave. And this one is also pretty short. It's under 250 pages, so short and sweet. This is one I've really been looking forward to. Next, I think this one is a little bit more satirical as well. It's called The Dunning-Kruger Effect. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. An overeducated, underemployed man struggles to complete his novel and get his life together over the course of one scorching hot Swedish summer. And it's described as a person belatedly coming of age in a blistering takedown of a privileged man who believes he's revolutionary. Don't we all know a few of those? I think that this one will be a little bit more fun and silly. This one is another one that I'm a little confused on what's going on here. Especially because like the inside jacket, the way it's formatted is so strange, but I'll read it to you. It says, "This isn't a love story, it's a story about obsession. You'll assume you know who the object of obsession is, the psychiatrist concealing the twisted connection she has to her patient. Or maybe her patient isn't as innocent as he seems. But more than one person hides a secret. To what lengths will desire and grief drive a person?" I don't know, the formatting's a little bit weird, but you get the gist. There's the psychiatrist and the patient, and it seems that they are both hiding something. But the rest is a mystery to me, so this will be fun to kind of like get into and see what it's really all about. Finally getting to the end of the stack here, I have 3 more. Next one is The Astrology House by Karen Jade, and this one reminds me a little bit of the main character, like similar sort of plotline where it's kind of locked door and someone else has plans for these people. But in this book, it's the astrologist instead of the author. We have our main character, Margot, who decides to go to Stars Harbor astrological retreat, which promises rest and relaxation. Along this retreat, she brings her brother Adam, his wife Amy, and their friend Farah. Of course, all of them are holding secrets of their own, yet no one holds a greater secret than the astrologist host, Rennie, who has her own plan for the guests. Spooky, spooky. Next, I have Like Mother, Like Daughter by Kimberly McCrate, and I believe this was either the August book of the month, like one of the selections, or an add-on, but I definitely got this one this month. Cleo, a student at NYU, arrives late for dinner at her childhood home in Brooklyn. She finds food burning on the stove and no sign of her mother, Kat. Then Cleo discovers her mom's bloody shoe under the sofa. Something terrible has happened. Another very suspenseful thriller. And finally, our very last book. I know this was a long and chatty haul, but this next book is Rainbow Rowell's newest release, Slow Dance, which I actually received the ARC copy a few months back, deep in the wedding chaos where I just never got to it. So now it is officially out and I'm really excited for this one. It sounds absolutely adorable, like the sweetest book ever, so very, very excited to get into this. This book is about two friends in high school that were absolutely inseparable, never dating, always friends, and they promised each other that when they went away and like lived out their separate lives, like going to the Marines and going to school, things would not change. But they did those things and life did change. That was 14 years ago, and the two of them have not talked since. So when a high school friend invites Shiloh to his wedding, the last thing she wants to catch up with is the old gang, but she buys a new dress, puts on some makeup, and pins a silk flower over her heart, hoping and also worrying that she might see Carrie, the boy she never realized she loved until he was lost. It says that Slow Dance is the story of two kids who fell in love before they knew enough about love to recognize it. Two friends who lost everything and two adults who just feel lost. It's the story of Shiloh and Carrie, who everyone thought would end up together, trying to find their way back to the start. I'm going to sob. This sounds so freaking cute. So I'm definitely very excited for this one. That is finally the world's biggest book haul. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching. I know that this was a long one. It's very lengthy. Like I said, if you have read any of these and loved them, please let me know because I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. I promise I'm going to finally wrap up the video that I started filming in June and do a little reading vlog towards the tail end of that one with some of the new books that I have. So I'll post that one soon, but if you guys have any suggestions or ideas for what you want to see from me, let me know. It's been so long. I feel so out of practice. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!